his connection. The hotel sucks.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I was just waiting for a response, but
I'm seeing a crappy
busy.
ad. Wow, they're really learning how to game these ads, ain't they?
You know what I don't like about the ads? If you just accidentally click off the page and go back, you get another one right in your face.
There should be
at
a
least
section.
I noticed they put a mute button now, though. That's one good thing I can see.
Only some of the ads.
You know,
Oh, really? Not all of them, huh? Oh,
I bet some of the sponsors say it's part of their contract. You can't put a mute button.
Right.
All right, let me see if we're... Dor, did you check if we're live or no?
And I do see you, and you are moving.
Okay, good.
Yes, you
Awesome.
are live.
Okay, good.
Wait a minute. What? Okay, yes, you're moving now.
All right. Well, here we go. Let's start before something goes wrong. Ready, and 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Android App Addicts episode... Damn. Sorry, guys. I gotta change one thing on the computer. I didn't name the episode properly. It's still 31. So we're going to do new folder, AAA032. We're going to save this as 32. Save. And now we're starting. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Android App Addicts episode number 32. The show where we bring Android applications. Do you know that's what apps is short for? I'm just being a doofus. Yes, it's Android App Addicts episode number 32. And we bring apps to the table. We have co-hosts on that we all bring our apps and we talk about them, argue about them, debate about them. We go over Android news. We go read some emails, hear some voicemails, and we have a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let me introduce the hosts, the guest hosts for today, the co-hosts, in fact. The Door-to-Door Geek, Steve McLaughlin from doortodoorgeek.com. Hey, Door.
Hey, man.
What is happening?
Another day down with controlling my nicotine. I'm not controlling anything else, but I'm controlling my nicotine.
And this is a successful pursuit?
Well, I'm not in jail, and I haven't taken any nicotine, so it's a success.
All right, man. Good job. Tim, let's give him a little clap, some acknowledgement.
Dude, I mean, seriously, applause, man.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I smoked for a lot of years, and
it's not easy.
I just can't be more ecstatic for you. It's the best thing that you can do for yourself.
Why do you say, Timster? What are some of the benefits Doors are going to experience next couple months here?
The benefits? Well, let's see. You're not always on edge. Having to, smoking cigarettes, you're just as much on edge as when you're not smoking because you're always trying to find that moment when you go light up. And you'll also find you have more time on your hands because you're spending less time stepping outside lighting up. More time is a big benefit, but the way I see it, you greatly increase your chances of living longer.
Yeah, okay. That's a lot of plus points right there.
Yeah. No, that's just the tip of the iceberg. You don't stink anymore. How about that one?
Well, my nose has literally been broken around 12 times, so I can't really smell anyway.
Well, that don't mean I or your wife can't smell you.
Yeah.
I don't smell anything from here.
Right,
I never had a problem with Door smelling.
Right, yeah. And
you'll notice, Dora, after the longer you go, you'll start to really notice when people come around you who smoke.
Right.
You'll smell it instantly. And you'll say, God, I used to smell like that? Oh, geez.
Right. No, I'm like, oh.
Right now you are.
Yes. But I also have to say two guys I work with, both have been quit for more than 10 years. One guy was sitting there talking to about it and got to a point and said, I got addicted to the gum. I couldn't stop chewing the gum. In fact, I got to leave right now because we're just talking about it and I got to go. And he just left the middle of the conversation.
Yep.
And the other guy was like, still to this day, I'm driving down the street and I can smell the guy 2 cars in front of me light a cigarette up.
Right.
He said, but he said the biggest difference is now I don't want to kill somebody when I can't have a cigarette. It's I just don't have a cigarette.
Right.
Hey, guess what? You'll have more money in your pocket too.
Yes, that is absolute, because the only consistent with time I said to a coworker was death, taxes, and gas and cigarettes going up in price.
What are cigarettes a pack there where you're at?
I was getting a alternate than the normal standard pack, and it was $5, but the normal standard pack was, I think, $7.25.
Yep. I wish I had all the money back I spent on those stupid things.
Well, yeah. But let's enough nicotine talk.
Okay.
This is Android Addicts, not nicotine
He's starting to get the shakes. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let me introduce you, Tim. Tim Kelly, the Timster from timscomputerfix.com. Yo, Timster.
Hello, Steve. Hello, everyone.
Okay, let's I don't know who wants to do it first, you or Doris, so we're going to do a coin flip here. I just pulled up random.
Why don't we just roll around a little bit, since there's only two of us here?
Yeah, but somebody has to go first.
Okay.
I think you should roll around. But
okay,
as you put it. But let's
you mean get the ball rolling.
Well, you know what? I want to try this. I just pull up random orgs. Let's see if it and flip a coin. Timster, heads or tails? You go first.
Heads.
Tails. Sorry.
Okay.
All right, Dory. Why don't you start the rolling?
Damn.
But yeah, you guys. Why don't you flip back and forth, and I'll interject my app in the middle there somewhere.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, I was going to say, if you want, you could have downloaded and installed Magic 8 Ball.
Yeah, I would have used an Android app, but I just thought of this like literally a second ago, and I didn't have time. Yeah. Otherwise,
right.
And there is coin flipper apps on the
yeah,
Android.
That's the thing. Any individual little task you can think of, there's an app for
right,
it.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter what it is. I saw an app, but I couldn't comprehend it, so I'm going to ask someone to look at it later. It had to do something with gunshots. Okay, you literally put the phone over on the side, and it's like, how fast do you react to a gunshot, and it can hear what's going on, so it knows how fast you're reacting, so it can help you be a better marksman in some shape, way, or form.
That's pretty interesting.
But I can't see straight, much less shoot straight, so I don't own a gun. But now on to the real apps.
Okay.
And real apps and apps I use, abuse, love, and to a degree, lust after. This app is a Droid 2600, a Atari VCS emulator, which is way too long of a name.
The name is, yeah, they should have just called it Atari 2600.
Right,
Oh,
and that's all it is. It is a elegant in the way of, all it does, you pick a ROM, you load it, it works. It's Atari, so it's ultra low resources. You will never see a moment of lag, of hesitation, of that kind of thing. If you do have a full screen, if you do have a hard keyboard-less phone, touchscreen only, I highly encourage you to get any kind of Bluetooth thing you can get. You do not want to use on-screen keyboards for game emulators. In my opinion, they make for an absolutely horrid experience playing a game.
Really?
It's really hard. Most of them don't have great dual touchscreen support. So if you're pushing to the left, you can't hit the button at the same time.
That's the key.
Yeah, and there's a couple of them where it's just really hard to do that kind of stuff together. There's no touch feedback, so you really don't know if you're hitting the button all the time. With the Bluetooth keyboard, it makes it.
Do they make a Bluetooth? They must. A Bluetooth Atari remote like that one?
I was never able to find an Atari remote. I was able to find just a single Bluetooth remote on podnutz.com/Amazon. It was literally like $45, and it had many buttons. It was closer to being like a Xbox 360 or a PlayStation.
Right, okay.
Oh my God! Well, man, I still have calluses on my thumb from that old controller from back then. So I know there's a lot of those games that you got to like hit the button really fast. Tap 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 tap. How does that work on the phone? On the screen, how does it work?
On virtually every emulator, including this one, I'm 99% sure, you have key mappings. One of the mappings is called turbo button. So where if you want to cheat, you can say like B on the remote is my regular button, but A is my turbo button.
Cool.
I didn't cheat on every game, and I wanted to play it originally, and I think on the Super Nintendo, Street Fighter, I cheated.
So
And
you
that's
just you
because-
throw that on your phone and then throw that on HDMI up on your big screen, right?
But to tell you the truth, with Atari, you really don't need it. You really can literally play it on the screen with like the kickstand up, sitting
Yeah.
on the side, using the Bluetooth because the graphics are so.
Simple. Simple.
Yes.
Who would want to see those graphics on your big screen?
I know. Well, and
Right.
the screenshots, it only takes up a fraction of the phone screen. Is that how it really plays?
Yeah, you can change the configuration settings so you don't see any of that bottom thing, and if you turn it landscape, it takes up the whole screen.
It does. Okay.
Now I will say here's the huge plus to this, Timster. It's a benefit to you, my them brother.
Something, yeah.
You could have 3,000 games on your phone, and it takes up less than like 3 megs of space.
I definitely need that with my little bit of internal memory.
Yeah, that's one of the pluses I really like. Yeah, if you're at the Android market page, Steve C,
Yes.
there's actually 4 pictures you can see. If you go to the 4th picture, you can see it in landscape mode. Hit the little dot on the right. Yeah,
Aha.
I know they hide that on you.
Ooh.
So if you
Space
are a
Invaders.
fan,
Big time.
right now, I'll also throw this out there. I love my son dearly, but he does not have the hand-eye coordination to do anything on a video game. Like Super Mario Brothers on Nintendo, he can get past World 1-1, but that's it.
Now wait, are you like holding this against him, or like why are you even bringing this up?
Not because these games are more on his level.
Oh, I
Now
get you.
now here's the thing. My memory, of course, is blurred with unrealistic fake memories that I make up because I'm a human being. I believe when I was 5, I was
Tearing
doing
it up.
Oh yeah, I was doing the jig. I was poning games, finding secrets. Something tells me when I was 5, I was right at the same level as he is. So I have plenty of faith.
Okay,
But
good.
right now, he's sticking with the Atari.
Good. At least you found something that he could pwn.
Oh yeah, and it to me, honestly, it's good nostalgia playing adventure. To me, that was the best game ever.
It was like the first true adventure. Well, I don't know. It wasn't like King's Quest, but
Right.
you had to go searching around. You had to find stuff. You had to turn on your little flashlight. Oh wait, was that Haunted House?
Haunted House was the flash.
Haunted House was a flashlight. Adventure kicked butt. I remember
Yeah.
that. There was a snake, right? Wasn't there a snake?
Well, no, there was 3 dragons. Well, there was 3 different levels you could play at the most. 3 dragons. There was a bat flying around that could steal what you were carrying. There was a bridge so you could go over solid mass.
Yes.
A little sword, the key, the ultimate goal, the chalice.
The chalice.
Chalice. Thank you, Dor.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
Does this bring back memories? Look at that, Timster.
Oh yeah.
Oh
There
my
you go.
God. Yes.
That was the
Many
game.
hours spent on that game.
Yeah, that was killer. What a great
And
game.
here's the thing. You say many hours spent on that game. You are exactly correct. You play it now, you can beat it in 8 minutes.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Oh yeah.
Who would have
Oh
thought?
yeah.
Who would have thought?
I know.
What did we?
I know.
What were we just dumb back then?
Well, no. Well, I'll just say this. We had different standards, okay? Knight Rider was a terrific show, okay? You go back and watch it now, you can't watch it. Same kind of thing, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
When-
I don't know
like-
if I would want to play that game again. I mean, I might start it for a minute, but I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I know. It's done. It's been done.
Right. Like back in the day, Jose.
But it
getting
makes you feel like a kid
Gonzalez-
again, you know?
Yeah.
You
Oh, yeah.
fire it up. You
Oh,
hear
yeah,
the
you will-
music, the little beeps and the bleeps.
Oh yeah. Now, if you want to feel really good about yourself, get Combat.
Ah.
Now, how do you?
Combat.
Well, what are you going to play against the computer?
Of course, you can pwn the computer. That's great.
I guess so. Combat was great to play against somebody else, though.
Oh yeah, Combat was the one. It was everything: planes, tanks, biplanes, jets, chains of jets. I mean, it was all kinds of stuff.
Was.
Good times.
It was.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a total 180 on the apps now.
Okay.
This is much more business centric, or advanced geek centric. This is called VirtualBox Manager. What this app allows you to do, it allows you to remotely administrate a VirtualBox. I want to say session, but an application. And in an application, you can have multiple VMs. If you have a strong enough box, you can have 10, 15, 20 VMs all going at the same time, all different IP addresses and everything else. It's only for Linux, it looks like. So you have to be running either Debian, Lenny, Ubuntu 8.04 or 10.04. They're the two long-term support editions, or Fedora 13. But you can manage the VMs, remotely reboot the VMs, pause the VMs, pause them. I mean, there's a bunch of administration stuff you can do. I think it's pretty cool just to be able to remotely admin a box without having to do a VNC or another kind of remote desktop.
Yes.
Very neat.
Yeah. I had fun just digging with it, because what I did was kind of like a mystery wrapped in a riddle hidden in a enigma. I had my Ubuntu 10.10 and I loaded a VM of Ubuntu 10.04, and then in there I loaded VirtualBox, and that's where I was managing the VirtualBox.
Really? That's so badass.
I just had to do it just because I can. Yeah.
All right. Wait, before you do your last one, you want to switch out with Timster and go alternate?
Sure.
Go ahead, Tim.
Hey, man, buying cars is always a task. You know, you always have to, you know, especially if you're buying used cars, you know, you're driving around, you want to, you know, find cars that are for sale, either from owners, you know, or even from dealers for that matter. You're walking through car lots. You know, wouldn't it be cool to have a tool in your hand that could tell you, you know, exactly what the values of all the vehicles are that you're looking at right at your fingertips?
Yes, well, Tim, does such a tool exist?
Well, guess what? For Android, it does. And it's our good old friend Kelly Blue Book.
Oh, sweet.
It's the Kelly Blue Book app.
Checking it out now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it even gives you the prices on a nice little interface, buttons there that you can select either a new car, used car, or you can locate dealers, I guess, in your area or in your general vicinity.
How much is a 2005 Ford Escape going for? You know what? I'll download it and look it up while you talk about it.
2005. Let's see how fast it is. Here you go. Ford
Escape 4-cylinder.
Escape?
Yeah. Yes.
Escape. And 4-cylinder. Let's see. It didn't say 4-cylinder. It's sport utility 4-door. They're all 4-doors.
Okay.
It's hybrid. No. XLT Sport.
Nope.
No.
It's none of those XL ones. It's just a plain.
Then the only ones that lists is Escape XLS, XLT, XLT Sport, Escape Limited Sport.
Whatever the cheapest one is, I think that's probably mine.
I think it's the XLS, I think. Yeah, because they all have codes. I know some of those apps, you can actually put in a VIN number, which can make the searching a lot easier. But Blue Book, I know, is the standard.
Yeah.
That's what companies and businesses go by.
I am curious because I'm going to be getting
the
a car
XLS
soon.
Suggested retail $11,015 and private party $9,140.
Wow.
Now, wait a minute. So,
is that it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's.
Well, I mean, what's the? Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Okay. Found it that quick.
But that's like half the price. So you mean a trade-in value is $11,000?
Well, no, they want you to enter the mileage.
Okay.
Right.
All right, we don't have to go through the whole thing. We don't have to go through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Basically, no matter what, you know, when you take it into a dealership, you're going to, you know, get shafted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, guess how much I traded in my last card for when I got this Escape? Guess what I traded in? How much they gave me for my last car? Take a wild guess.
Well, how much did you originally buy it for?
I bought it on eBay for $325. It was painted up as an American flag. It was completely red, white, and blue with stars and stripes all over it.
I remember
your
you
last car.
It was a Ford Festiva. I could almost pick it up and hold it with one hand, with one arm. It was the lightest, smallest thing you've ever seen. And when I went to get it inspected, my mechanics told me that to just get rid of it because it's about to fall apart.
Okay.
But I drove it to the dealership, and I said to them, just take this away. They're like, how much? Let's talk about trading in your old car. I go, just take it away. Just take it away. I don't. And my dad was with me. He's like, no, you're not just going to give it away. So we agreed on $50. I traded in my old car for $50.
Oh my goodness.
It's so awesome.
Well,
I got to show you guys pictures of the thing. It was amazing. Let's just put it that way.
I guess you're lucky you got that out of it if it was about to fall apart, because you might not have never made it to the dealer.
Honestly, I think that mechanic was a douche. I never liked him. He was a friend of my dad's. He would never say more than 2 words to me. I knew what his problem was, but anyway, he's an idiot. Yes, he is. All right. So anyway, I kind of derailed you a little bit there, Tim.
No, you didn't. Kelly Blue Book. Yeah, always a good thing to have. Hey, let's see. We always trying to talk about these remote in programs, that you can use where you go in through your home network remotely, and you can like control window or move your mouse and do your little keyboard and all. That's really cool. This app here is fairly new, and and the reason why I want to talk about it is because it's a little different, and I like what it's trying to do. It's called Win Remote, and it is. Really, I really think they're on the right path with this. It's not completely bug-free yet, but it really gives you a nice interface on your phone. And when you remote in with your phone onto your desktop, you can see things like any apps that you have open and running on your desktop. It shows up on your phone, and you can select them, you can edit them, you can open up any applications, browsers, and it's really good for Media Center. If you take a look at the video at the bottom of that page that I linked to there, it really looks good on a tablet size, and you kind of get the point of what it's meant to do.
So it doesn't show you your screen. It allows you to control your computer with a different interface.
Exactly.
That's really pretty neat. That's the first I've seen anything like that.
Yeah, and it shows, like I say, any application you have open, it'll show, on your phone as a list, and then if you hit that on your phone, it'll bring that application forward, and then you can control it from your phone. But it's still a little buggy, but it's really fun to play with. You have to download a something called Win Remote Service,
right,
from the creator, and then you have to also be sure that you have .NET Framework 4 installed. But I know, Dor. I was grunting whenever it was downloading. So
I was trying to be quiet. I'm sorry.
I know, but hey, really, compared to the other apps that try, to remote your desktop and such, besides, the good ones like VLC, those. This I thought was a really, had a lot of potential. This application.
I think this is really cool because this is not trying to be a remote desktop client. This is trying to be a new form of input.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you can sit back with your tablet or whatever in front of your television or whatever in front of your Windows box or whatever, and control your apps actually from your phone
with a different interface. Innovative.
Yeah,
I like it. All right, hey, can I do one? Because mine's so closely related to that. I might as well take the segue there.
Yeah.
This is an app that is also another remote app, and it's called Google. We briefly mentioned this, but we didn't present it officially on the show. It's called Google TV Remote, and it's a remote for your Google TV, which I have, and let me see if I can pull up on the camera. Yeah, it's not looking that good, but there it is.
Oh, I'm interested in that. How does that work?
It's really neat. It uses Wi-Fi to become your Google TV remote. There's one for TiVo. It's kind of similar, but this one allows you to do Google TV, and it even has a lot on the Google TV remotes. They are basically keyboard and mice, so you could click a button there, and now I have a. Can't really see it. It's a full mouse pad. So that thing with the little arrow on it, if you can see it in the screen, you can move that around as a mouse, and it controls the mouse on the Google TV. It's really cool. There's a lot of features on it. It has everything that the Google TV remote has, and my Sony Google TV remote has got about 6 million buttons. But you know, like an idiot, lately I've been exercising, working out with having my Google TV on, playing either music or CDs, whatever I throw in that thing. I work out to whatever's playing in there. And I was like a dummy. I had my phone in one hand and my Google TV remote in the other. And I would put them in my pockets, and I'm like on like an elliptical machine or something, and it's like heavy, and I'm like, man, why do I have to carry 2 remotes? And I felt so dumb when I realized, and I knew this in the past, that my phone has a Google TV remote. So I started using it more and more. I downloaded the app, and it works great. You know, it's a neat remote because you click your button on it, and then you turn your phone off, and you put it back in your pocket. So you're not. It's like you can't accidentally hit any buttons while it's in your pocket, whereas a normal remote you can. So the phone actually makes a great remote for that purpose. You can't accidentally hit buttons until you turn your phone back on. And,
is it responsive?
Oh, it's immediate responsive.
Has it ever crashed on you?
No.
Wow.
Nope. It works really, really good for an external remote for your phone. And, you know, hey, I'm still holding out for Google TV. I got an update yesterday on Google TV, or last week on Google TV, and I was so excited. I started the camcorder on my phone, and I was filming the update. And I go, I'm getting a Google TV update, yeah! And I'm like going to play it on the show. And then update finished. I started rebooted my Google TV. Exactly the same. There's not one change that I could possibly see. I'm like, I'm getting the Google app market, yes, and nothing. Sounds like it's gonna happen.
If Google's like Google with other things, what's going to happen is like 1 or 2 updates, and then the real update. You know what I mean?
Hopefully. You think they abandoned the project?
Oh no.
Okay.
They've said now on like 2 or 3 times in different events since January 8th that March is going to be the month with the updates for Google TV.
Okay, good. All right, that's good.
And
good enough.
You know, and when they were asked about the Google market, they didn't say yes. They said we will have big updates for Google TV.
Oh boy,
I want the market.
I got my eye on that Google TV.
Yeah. Keep eyeing it up, Timster. But when they finally put the market on it, it will actually be worth it for most people.
Well, the price will go back up, I'm thinking.
It hasn't gone down, has it? Oh, for the Logitech one it did. Sony hasn't. Sony's been staying strong. I can't believe people are buying it, actually, honestly, for $400, but they are.
I could never believe Sony would ever drop a price on anything. They're Sony.
Yeah, good point. Good point. All right, well, that was my app. Want to roll through again, guys, finish up our apps, and then we'll do emails, news, and other things. Dor?
Cool. My last app, I'm going to say there's actually 2 apps, and I had no idea. After I did this and sent the email and everything, 2 hours later, I showed a coworker this game, and he said, dude, that's on Android? I'm like, well, yeah, why? Because that used to be a great Flash game.
Really?
Oh, okay, I have no idea. The game is called Dog Fight Light. DOGFIGHT space LITE. And the free version I've played, you know, it's a great, I need something to do right now. Ding, boom, playing in a minute or 2. Not even that, you know what I mean? Launch, go. The best and dumbest feature of this game that I really appreciate is it has truly configurable pitch and yaw. What I mean by that is some games you have to set the phone at the exact angle X, Y, and exact angle Z for you to be flying straight.
Okay. Oh, it's a flying game.
It's a flying.
You scared me. I thought it might have been an app Michael Vick might
Oh.
That's just wrong.
That's so wrong. And it wasn't Vic, it was his brother. The one who's in jail now for something else. But
aren't they all on? No, forget it. Let's not go there.
I know. They will soon be. It's a family reunion. What this game allows you to do, it allows you to lay on your back or lay on your side or lay in any crazy position you want to. Go into the control configuration and say set. And what that means is wherever the phone is sitting at right now, you're going to be at a perfect match with the
how you're holding it, like
Right. What's it called when you're in looking into the distance?
The horizon.
Horizon line will be perfectly level and straight, even though you're laying on your side. Kind of thing.
That is actually awesome. I know what you mean.
Right. I knew I couldn't explain it exactly correct, so feel free to.
No, I understood it.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. So with this game, you could literally be anywhere you want, hanging upside down, doing stretching exercises, and still play this game and be able to control the plane just right. The very beginning stages, what I got on the light version is like Star Fox back in the N64 days, where as soon as you start, you got to fly through rings. Eventually, the rings become targets you have to shoot and go through.
Looks like there's a dirigible
exactly
in the distance.
Yes, which I'm sure you got to blow up. And it looks like there's a Red Baron also.
You're chasing them down.
Right. The other thing I liked about this game, I'm not going to lie, is the paid version is only $1.41.
Wow.
That's like a 2-liter of Coca-Cola costs more than this.
And you know this because how many did you drink today?
I drank at least 2 liters today myself.
All right.
I know. Me likey caffeine. But I'll say the graphics on this game are not stupendously great. They are at least very good. They're pretty sharp. They're very smooth, which is what I liked about it.
That's the main thing. That's the main thing.
Right. You can see very far in the distance, which a lot of games won't let you do. You can see very far in the distance, and there are clouds at spots where you fly through, and very good effects. And the background, when you're going back and forth, is very realistic.
That's the way to do it. To me, it was always about the fluidity of animation. I could care less. If the graphics were spectacular, but the game was choppy, I could not get into it.
Same here.
So this is good to know.
I wonder what the frame rates would be on my phone, man. I mean, how was it? Pretty smooth, Door?
I'll say there are a lot absurdly heavier games, like the one I got, which I'm 90% sure has 2 different names. One name in the market, one name when you install on the phone. Don't know why. That's really dumb. It's called X Formula or Extreme Formula. On my phone, I hit launch. I put the phone down. It takes 2 minutes for the app to launch. To just get to the starting animation of the game. Not to play a game, but just for it to load.
Wow.
Where this game, I literally hit the button 5 seconds later, it's up and it's ready to go.
Very cool.
Like it.
Good
I
one,
want to try it.
Now, Tim, sir, I got to ask you, because you made a couple, disparaging comments about your phone here. Okay, the low memory, my takes a long time, or whatever you just said, Door. What? Yeah. What are you thinking of? You got to be thinking about upgrading soon. What are you looking at?
I'm not really sure. I want to see what's coming down the pike here a little bit. My upgrades is in June, so
that's not too far away.
I know, but I haven't really been looking. I haven't really had the time to be looking.
Yeah.
But I tell you, I can't wait. I kind of need to upgrade. I've grown attached to my phone, but
yeah, I
really do look forward to the upgrade.
I was just curious what you were looking at. But yeah, but I mean, June, who knows what the heck's going to happen then? It's like every month.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to start looking now because I'll start getting antsy. Yeah. I mean, I'm aware of what's out there, but I can't look too hard because I know me and I'll succumb to my, urges, and I just can't do that right now. So I just try to, stay in the background and whatever.
All right, well, good luck.
I understand.
Yeah, really.
All right, Timmy, go Door.
I was going to say, just the only thing you got to remember is don't forget, when you do get a new phone, you can literally use your old phone as a Wi-Fi computer. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You can still have it sitting around at the house. You can still do things with it. Even when you're on the road, you can still do things with it because you could take your new phone, root it, ROM it, Wi-Fi access point, and on the old Droid, connect to it via Wi-Fi.
This is true. Or you could do what I do and just not keep things. I don't consider. I seriously don't consider anything I buy. It's almost like I rent everything because once I upgrade or move up, it's gone. Either Craigslist or a trade-in. You know, when I got my Evo, I traded in my iPhone 3GS to Radio Shack. They gave me $200 for it. You know how much my Evo costs? $200. So you could probably get more than you think for that, Tipster, unless you're completely sentimentally attached to it.
I've got this real bad issue with falling in love with my hardware and like growing attached to it, and it's like something really strange. I don't want to part with it.
Yes.
Even when I don't use it anymore.
I'll tell you what.
So I really need to learn something from you on that.
Just know what? Just do it once, and then do it again. And by the third time, you won't care about your stuff.
Okay.
You'll take care of it. You just won't love it like that.
Right. Yeah, if I can ease the the financial burden of the next.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it.
You know, definitely.
Well, let me know when you're ready. If you need help with it, I'll help you part with it.
Easily said than done. You don't know, man. I just grow so attached to my devices.
We'll do it live on the show. You'll put it up on Gazelle or something. All right.
Hey,
did you have another app, Tim?
Hey, yeah. Hey, have you ever thought what you'd look like if you were a zombie? Door? Zombies, right? I mean, have you ever thought about what you might look like?
No, because I'd be eating brains, hot spice.
Is that right?
If you looked at my latest license, I already know what I would look like.
Oh,
wow. They got me best. Speaking of which, I mean, the last picture they took, they don't do it every time you got to renew your driver's license here. You don't have to take your picture every time.
Right.
So, and I thought this one time I went in was one time, so I didn't shower. I had my hat on, and they go, okay, step up to the camera. I was like, what? Okay, remove your hat. Boom, and you should see my I had the stupidest look on my face, like, oh man, and my hair was that hat head, the hair sticking up.
Yeah, I know.
It's terrible. I can't wait to get rid of that picture. But
that's great.
Anyways, I now know what I look like if I was a zombie. You ready to see it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me and so here's a picture I took. And that's me.
Man. That's sick. Dude. Well, it's moving.
Yeah, it's moving.
Dude, if we have an apocalypse, I'm not coming to Savannah.
So wait, I can also show you what my wife looks like as a zombie.
Have you shown her?
Yeah, I know. Is it okay with her?
Yeah. She says, she said, I told people to quit messing with me. Hold on, you'll see.
I think she's going to be able to mess us up.
Oh, it's going to take a minute to come up. But anyway, here it comes. Come on.
You still love your phone? Oh man, she still looks pretty good.
And
that's awesome.
You know what the neat thing is it actually, I mean, that's her hair. So I don't know how it does it. It's really good.
That's so freaky how she's moving around like that.
I know. But you should hear it. The eyes are blinking and all. But you should hear it because it's making zombie noises too and breathing noises and all.
I hear it a little bit. I hear it. We don't. Yeah.
But anyway, the app is called Zombie Booth.
That is great.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
I can't stand zombies. I hate the whole concept, but that's pretty damn cool. There it is, Zombie Booth.
Another app I have here is an app. It just changes your voice. It works pretty cool.
What does it change it to?
This one changes it to Darth Vader.
Okay.
Ooh.
And so, I mean, I don't have any samples. I mean, I do, but it wouldn't sound right over my mic. So take my word for it. It's pretty good.
What's the name of it?
It's called Vader Voice.
Great name.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of neat. And it even does the Vader, the
really
does all that. And so, what you gonna do, Steve? Try it?
No, I'm not. I was just checking it out on App Brain.
Yeah, the pictures of it are great.
Yeah, it looks pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Record short recording. It allows you to record a short recording and then you just play it back.
Record anything you want, anything at all, and then it'll transcribe it into Darth Vader tone, and you can like adjust the pitch or the length. Kind of how he'll slow down. You come to the dark side.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Neat.
Just something to goof off with. I'm easily amused.
I know. So well, these they were all great apps you guys brought this week. Let me read some emails here, then we'll do news. How about that? Let's change it up a little bit here. Will says, I was listening to the pre-show on Android App Addicts. All right, well, there's a mistake right there. And you said that someone should have asked you which webcam to buy. So here I go. I'm going to be supporting users overseas for my company, I want to use Skype primarily. I'm going to purchase a webcam, but I want to know what you recommend. My work laptop is a Dell Latitude E6400 if you need that info. Thanks, Will. Okay, I guess it's not a voicemail or email for this show, but I'll give you my recommendation. I'm really liking, and if you look at this camera here, that guy, that is the Logitech C270H, I believe. It's $30 at Walmart. It's 720p, and it kicks butt. There's my cat. See how much she likes it?
How much was it, Steve?
$29.95 or something like that.
Are you serious?
Wow, man.
Yeah. Now these like mid-level Logitech cams, they actually are all over the place going on sale. I mean, Lalo for his podcast got the step up from this one for I think $10 more at Best Buy when they went on sale. So look for the sales. I gotta just put this thing in here. I don't like Logitech headsets. I've talked to guys about that, and you've probably heard me talk about it. I believe they're a little tinny, but they got the cameras down. The Logitech cameras are really good, and for you don't really have to spend a ton for these things and still get HD quality. And I'm really impressed with these. I bought 3 of them. It's a small little thing, it bends up over your camera, and it's the C728 or C270H. C270H.
Question:
Yeah.
Would that like clip on a laptop monitor as well?
I'm not sure. I don't think this is for laptops. I'm not sure. But he said he bought it. He didn't say it's not for... I told him, I said, I don't think it's for laptops, but I guess it worked for him.
Well, because like mine isn't billed as being for laptops. I got the the Logitech QuickCam DV9000.
Well, that's good.
Which is one of the best ones for Linux. And it's not billed as being for a laptop, but the way it has a weird footing, which if you don't put the cord in a certain spot is easy to fall over, but it's also weighted at such as you can lean it over top of a monitor, because that's where I have it right now, and it seems like it's pretty stationary. I think now
this has kind of the same mount as that.
Right now, the bad side is this is a I think it was $60.
They used to be $99 for the longest time.
Yeah.
Then they started coming down, and they're coming down because these little guys are coming up now, and that one's starting to get phased out, I believe.
Gotcha.
But it's a standard. I mean, many people have used that.
Yeah. The problem with it is the price. The quality I think is good, but the one you said I think has comparable, if not better.
It's got to be comparable. Yours is HD, but this is fine for me.
I need to invest in a couple of more cameras, I think. I mean, I only have one, so I have to take it up, put it down, set it up, move it around. If I had a couple more of them around, I can just switch to them,
They work good. I tried to plug 3 into one computer, and it started getting a little fritzy on me. So at least with a lot of USB stuff, you can't plug 2 of the same thing into one computer and have it work perfectly. These do. These work. It recognizes them as different cameras, so you can pull it off. Yeah. So that's my recommendation. Thank you, Will. All right, next email is from somebody else. Here it is. Jesse says, hey, you guys, I just started getting into the show, and I've caught about the last 4 episodes and working on more. I just bought a new Atrix 4G on the dreaded AT&T network. You mean the AT&T T-Mobile network?
T-Mobile network.
But I'm going to want to root and ROM the phone in order to get the full potential out of the device. Which ones would you suggest for both? And what sites would I go to in order to find them? Thanks, fellas. Keep up the good work. It doesn't seem a little strange to immediately want to root an Atrix. I don't know. Well, for me, it doesn't seem right just yet.
It is, and I'll say if your goal is to root or ROM something, if it's brand new, don't buy it, because the ROMs, even if they do exist, they're going to be untested, they're going to be new, they're going to be flaky, or they're going to be very hard to ROM. But if you're going to want to ROM it eventually, go ahead and get something brand spanking new. And the Atrix, to me, does seem like a very nice device.
I would love to have the Atrix. I think it's a super badass phone.
Yeah.
What is there any suggestions though? There's got to be some ROMs out there.
Well, I don't. It's less than 2 weeks old, isn't it? I mean, it's
it's a little older. About a month or so.
Okay, if I just searched for Atrix ROM, 2 words, third link down for me was XDA forums. XDA forums is the standard for solid info on your Android device, whether it's a phone or not. And it looks like there is a couple out there. Of course, it looks like their first thing they're trying to do is to get rid of blur on the phone. It looks like ADEO ROM version 0.1.
Okay. So they're starting to get out there.
Yeah, but 0.1, you know, I make the cross sign and bless you, because you're going to need some kind of luck if it's 0.1.
You know, I say enjoy the Atrix for a little while. Just a little while. See what it can do.
Well, and here's the other gimmick. I will not lie. If you're getting a device, you should deal with it for at least 2 months. That's so when you ROM it, you can say how you know it's better.
Exactly. I didn't root my Evo and ROM it for at least 3 months before I finally did. So, thank you, Jesse, for the email. Next one and last one is from, just came in today, actually. Looks like from Daniel. It says, just wanted to say, wahoo, for this great app that I found on Door Geek's App Brain list. It did take a while to look through the list, but those years were worth it. That's awesome. You get it? He said those years were worth it just for the app alone. Syncing any folder to Dropbox is just what I wanted. Although for me, the photo folder on my Nexus 1 is the main one I wanted to sync. Did you talk about this one yet, Dor?
Nope.
Were you going to talk about this one?
I don't know.
Okay.
I never know.
Well, let me just finish. He says, thanks to all of you, as AAA is one of the first podcasts I line up on my Sansa clip. I have a Sansa clip, too. I love him. And I'm always happy to see a new episode. Yours, Daniel. And he's a Geek Alpha on Twitter.
Which app, though? I got 225 apps.
He says, syncing any folder to Dropbox is just what I wanted, although for me, the photo folder on my Nexus 1 is the main one I wanted to sync. Oh, it's in the subject line, the name of the app. My bad. Drop Space. It's called Drop Space.
Okay. Yeah,
Drop
I can
Space,
tell you right now, that app is an app I learned from Holzer, Tracy Holtz. I've only used it a very little teeny bit, but everyone I've told this app to for the last 3 weeks has said best, solid, most great app ever. It always works. It's very smooth. It's very quiet. It does it in the background. They've never had an issue with it. They just proclaim over and over again, thank you for telling me about this phone, this app, to which I always say Tracy Holtz is the guy that told me about it.
Giving Tracy a lot of props.
Oh yeah. Well, when he tells me a good app, you know, all I can do is thank you very much. Can I have another?
Can I have another?
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know where he finds them. I know with me, it's just I just peruse RSS feeds, and I do what my one friend does at Google. When he goes to Google and searches something, the first thing he does is he goes to the very last hit on the search. When I do a search in the Android market, the first thing I do is go to the very last hit in the search, and I come back from just to see what I can find.
Exactly. That's a pretty good idea, actually. All right. Any more apps, guys, before we do news? Okay. Any news?
Well, there is a bunch of news. Personally, it doesn't affect me, but I'm sure it affects the people out there. Number one, the huge one that you already teased to is Sprint buying AT&T buying T-Mobile.
Yeah.
AT&T buying T-Mobile, which is really great, I believe, for Sprint, because T-Mobile, I knew 3 people who were on it. They all 3 said they had fantastic speeds on it, partially because nobody else was on the network. You know, they just thought it was a great provider. They said, you know, when you go inside of concrete buildings, it wasn't great, but they really loved their flashiness of their phones and the speed they got. And now Sprint is changing up their plans, I think, because of what just happened. They're now offering Google Voice on their phones.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
What? That is unbelievable. That alone makes me want to get a Sprint device, because that is so smart of them. I mean, yes, they might lose out in overage fees with text messages and stuff, but they're doing it to try to get a niche, I'll say. You know what I mean?
They're going to get only a niche to start off because nobody even knows what that means. Layman.
I know and I agree, but I don't care. I like it. I personally think it's a smart thing. And I believe with Sprint, you can actually renew to a degree. You get credits every year. Where on Verizon, they just screwed me and Timster out of the 2 and new, where we could actually renew in like 14 months 18 months. We could renew and get a discount. Now we have to wait for the actual 2 years.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy at the changes that I'm seeing. I don't want to see anybody try to buy anybody else. I'm tired with merging.
Well, that's the problem. There's only 4 big players, and now there's 3. So as far as monopolies go, it's not something to cheer about.
Right. There's actually 2 because the third one is not as big. If you take a look at all 3 of them, by far Verizon is crushing. AT&T is hugely, solidly in second, and very firmly in third is Sprint. This is not a fair market. I do think something needs to happen. I'm always for the underdog anyway. Verizon, I'm with because you have to pick my battles with my wife, so I didn't pick a battle with this one.
Door's the underdog in battles with his wife.
You've been listening. You've been paying attention, huh? So I just think that it's going to lead to a major shakeup. I can only hope so.
Should be. I'd like to see what happens. Should be pretty interesting. It's a huge merger.
Oh,
Definitely.
yeah. And it might not go through because as soon as they announced we're going to merge, they also announced all kinds of fluff. This is going to be great for the consumer. People are going to love us. We're going to be cheaper than ever. You know, all kinds of lies.
Of course.
You know, trying to make people believe this is going to be great. This is going to be great. Hey, do you hear this is going to be great?
I know. Well, the bigger the company, the more professional your liars you can hire.
Indeed. I was really surprised because T-Mobile really, from what I heard from their users, were really liking their service.
I know, it's a shit. I guess just liking the service isn't cutting it these days for cell phone companies. I don't know.
And they were based overseas. They're not a true American company. So, you know, it's like, oh my God, the other phone manufacturer that begins with an N.
Nexus.
No. I can't remember.
Nextel.
Yeah, well, they're not really huge here. T-Mobile, what they had great, but they didn't, you know, they weren't, I guess, sleazy enough to make it in America.
I think you're right.
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it like that.
I know what you mean, but you could say it nicely, but that's kind of what it is. My question is, do you think the cute T-Mobile girl's going to be fired?
No, because after it was announced for 2 days, I kept seeing her making fun of the iPhone.
Oh, man.
I wouldn't fire her. That's just
I would hire her.
Dor, is there a gingerbread ROM for the Motorola Droid X?
No and yes.
Okay. Well, I just want to know if there is. I just want to know how excited you are about the rumors of Android 2.3 coming to the Motorola Droid X.
I don't care. Honestly, I'm at a point I don't care about anything official. I'm happy with the ROM world, and I'm happy to let it progress at whatever pace it wants to progress with. I did see a tweet today that said one was leaked.
But would you put 2.3 on your Droid X to test? I guess.
I mean, I would always put anything.
Would you just pass it up?
I would put Mac OS X on my phone to test. Okay.
That would never happen.
That's what I thought.
Well, if I could, I would.
No, you would.
You know what I mean? But I don't know of anything that it's a benefit. I don't know what benefit I would get from it.
That was kind of where I was going with that. So I just wanted to know your thoughts on it.
It would be cool to try out so I could turn and say, hey, I had gingerbread on my phone. Did you? But then if they go look at the phone, they'll be like, but you're still running Froyo. Well, I put it back on.
Hey, speaking of that, why don't I talk about my ROM now? And then, Tipster, you have any news you want to go over?
Not really. You guys covered it pretty well.
I ROM'd my phone, and I'm running MINS, MYNS S. Min's Warm Z 2.2.
Warm Z.
I know it sounds like something you get at a Chinese massage parlor or something, but Min's Warm Z kicks butt. It's the new Sense ROM. And I'm not a big Sense fan. I was trying to get by with Cyanogen and Destroyer, just because I liked saying the name, but Destroyer was just a little flaky on my phone. And my Evo has the best success with Sense ROMs, and this thing is elegant. It's actually quite beautiful. I mean, it's from the pictures you can't really tell, but the font is really. Well, let me pull up the actual phone. You can see the numbers are like really thin, like, you know, and on the emails and everything, it's just really thin, really polished. It's just it's an elegant app. It actually is elegant, and I really like it. And like I was saying in another show, I got it. It looked great, and I started looking at I love the stock background. It was like these warm colors, like yellow and brown, and everything looked good on it. And then I looked real close because it was a blurred picture, and it was they were all flowers in the background. I got to change that. So, but Min's Warm Z, it's 2.2 spelled out. TWOPOINT, 2WO. And I don't know what phones can have it, but it works great on the Evo. I don't know if I don't think I get 4G on it, but aside from that, it hasn't hiccuped yet for me.
Well, super quick question, and this is about last week. You had a different ROM on your phone. You had an app on your phone. You had an SD issue on your phone. Was that real, or was there something just flaky that happened? Did you have to get a new SD card?
No, I don't know if it was that app. Something just went wrong software-wise. I'm pretty certain my SD card's fine because I wiped it and reinstalled a new ROM, and no problem since then. But between that happening, just different things with trying to run Cyanogen on the Evo, I don't know. This might even be Cyanogen-based. I don't even know. But it actually might be. But trying to run just stock Cyanogen and Destroyer, it was too glitchy, and I couldn't have it. There were certain things that it was doing that I just said that I can't, and I couldn't do wireless tether on either. It just wouldn't work.
Yeah, and that's one thing. It seems like when I had Russ, the techie geek, contact me, it's almost impossible to answer somebody if they ask what ROM should I run. Well, you know, there's a lot of touchy-feely questions and answers that go into that. You know, like some people might not care about Wi-Fi tethering whatsoever, but to you it matters. So
right.
You know what I mean? It is really, truly hard to answer those questions. The best thing I can tell people is experiment, and it seems like that's what you've been doing a lot here in the last 3 or 4 weeks.
I'm seriously trying to find the sweet spot ROM that I'm going to have on there that's going to last. I've been literally trying them all, and I'm really not one to just ROM my phone just every couple of days just for fun. I want to have something that's solid, and I just got a little bored of EvoZone, and I just wanted to change, so I went to Cyanogen, Destroyer, a couple others that wouldn't boot, and I was just doing something wrong with the ROM manager. So, but then I found this. The way I find my ROMs, I Google. I go best Evo ROM,
right?
And it's like you said, when somebody asks you what's the best ROM, it really depends on their phone. Is a huge factor. Like what's going to work on their phone the best? Because I know guys on Verizon and with Droids that run Cyanogen. I love it. Every time I try to run Cyanogen on this thing, I always get some kind of weirdness. So,
well, yeah, and that's the thing. The phone depends. The phone's going to tell you what ROMs you can and can't run, and Cyanogen is going through a heavy developer cycle right now. So you can get a nightly build where every night something might break and something else might start working. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they have the nightly builds, which might actually be fun to just get every night get a nightly build on the thing.
Well, I can tell you from what I know of you, Steve, if I would have told you 2 years ago you would have a phone and every week or so you would personally be putting a different operating system on the phone, you would call me a liar. You know what I mean? Because it isn't like you to basically take something that you can have polished and smooth and just throw it against a wall and see what happens.
Yeah.
So this is cool. I think it's cool because to test is to know is to understand.
This is true. I agree. If you want to tinker, gosh, Android is definitely where it's at. And I'm going to see how this one goes for a while, but I recommend it at this point. It's pretty nice. All right. Anything else, guys, before we end off for tonight?
Huh?
I got 2 super quickies.
Yes.
One, Amazon did launch their App Store. Um, for some reason, AT&T customers can't install it.
Really?
I don't understand that at all. That makes me laugh. It's so dumb.
It is dumb.
If you're not an AT&T customer, even if you never want to buy anything from them ever, go get the app, because every day supposedly they're going to have a free app. Now I can tell you, I've had it on my phone 4 days. I've only seen 2 apps that are free. So it's not every day a different app, but they will change what the app is that's free.
And what's on there? Just different apps for the phone? But it's Amazon sponsored?
Well, it's a lot of the same apps, but what Amazon is doing with certain apps, they're saying you can put your app here, or I think sometimes we'll pay you to put your app on here, but you have to take it off the Android market.
Oh, serious?
Because like Angry Birds Rio is an exclusive on the Android market, on the Amazon market for some length of time. You can only get it there, and it was free for the first couple of days. Right now, there's a Texas Hold'em poker game that's originally, I think, $1.98 that's free.
Wow, what a steal. Now, you know what? I want to talk about the Samsung Galaxy Tabs too. I forgot about that. But before that, what do you think about Amazon trying to get into the whole device market with their own store? See, they're in the Android store, and that's cool. Do you think they're going to come out with a Kindle device tablet? I think they should. I mean, I think they should. Close.
Yeah, I think they definitely should. The only thing Amazon does phenomenal is sell stuff. You know, the Kindle was a device they had made, and it's pretty good. It isn't phenomenal. It isn't mind-blowing, but it is good. But better than that is how they make it appealing to people to buy.
And they sold a ton of them.
Right. I think if they have an Android tablet, they're going to have some niche where if you have this device, when you go to buy a Amazon book, you get 2 each month free, or they'll promote it somehow to make it even more desirable. I think they should.
I think so too. That should be pretty exciting. All right, let's check out these things here. We got the new Galaxy Tabs, which I wasn't looking forward to because I like the old one so much, but they have a 10.1 inch and an 8.9 inch, and 10.1 inch is actually bigger than the iPad.
Yeah.
8.9 inch looks pretty damn sweet, actually, but it still might be too big for my liking. You guys have any input on these guys? Have you well, I guess you can't pick them up, but did you check them out at all? No?
I've heard about them, seen them, but I haven't had a chance to get my hands on them.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think we can yet.
Right. Not yet.
But I just started reading about them today, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll say I did touch the Galaxy Tab, touch and feel, you know what I mean? And I did touch and feel an iPad. To me, the iPad shape, size, not thickness, because I know the iPad 2 is so thin, but the form factor of it is too bulky. It is too big. I do not like it. Where the Galaxy Tab, to me, it's almost like comic book size, to where you could literally with one hand hold it and hold it nice and hold it solid.
Well, that's what, you know what? They abandoned it, Dor. They abandoned that form factor. Now we have these. This one's 8.9. That's a lot bigger than the original Tab. 10.1 is humongous. It's and they were, I don't know why they did that. So the good thing about this is that the original Tab's probably going to drop down in price even more.
Oh, skyrocket.
Yes. That might be time. It might be. I wanted to see what these look like, and if they had a 7-inch one, I might be compelled for more of one of these. But okay, I might, and I know I've been talking about this every week on almost every show. I might finally get a Galaxy Tab, guys, so you can tell me to put my money where my mouth is.
Yeah.
Well, maybe good luck then.
All right, thanks. All right, let's end off this thing. Dor, where could people find you?
Okay, I don't care about people finding me. I'll say this: sandboxgamemaker.com.
What is it?
This is a open source 3D game maker. You're saying you want to have a game, this might be how it's done. Sandboxgamemaker.com. I got this from the Knucklehead Tech. You can easily online create a account. There's galleries, there's games and projects you could piggyback off of, and it's all open source, which means there's no reason why we couldn't see somebody else's game ask them for a piece of that code incorporated into the Podnutzian land game.
If anybody, yeah, well, I think it's awesome. I'd have to check that out. But if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, I don't know if we mentioned it on this show. Somebody sent in an email saying we should have a Podnuts game, and I'm all for it. And we've been like revving it up in the last couple shows. And Dor posted posts in the forum. Is that you even talked about this in the forums, didn't you, Dor?
Yeah, I got this from Knuckle like 3 days ago.
All right, good for Knuckle. If you guys want to collaborate on this, go in the forums and see what we come up with. And we want a Podnuts game. We want a Podnuts game. No special requirements. Don't know yet what's going to happen, but we want a Podnuts game. So let's see what happens with that. That'd be pretty neat.
Right. You could have
very interesting.
You could have a screwdriver, and your goal is to find PCI Express cards.
But the regulars in the show all have to be included in the game somehow.
Yeah, there has to be a Matt. There has to be a Timster. There has to be a Chris. There has to be an SMD. There has to be a Timster. And I don't care. I'm going to say only because I like when she's on the show, there has to be a Call That Girl. Because I don't care.
She was only on twice, Dor.
I don't care. She's smart. She's successful at what she does. Even if I disagree with some things she says, guess what? Doesn't matter because I'm an idiot because she's successful.
She didn't earn being in the. I like her too, but she did not earn being in the game yet. There's other people that'll probably have a gripe with you, and I'm just sticking up for them. I'm just sticking up for them.
I just appreciate, to be honest, her honesty, her coming on the show, and her telling us how she does her business.
I know. Everybody who comes on Podnuts Daily does that. Like I said, I'm not taking anything away from Lisa. I think she's great, but does she deserve to be in the game just yet? I don't know.
She could be, well, a little side bonus.
All right. Well, you're part making the game. You can put whatever you want in there.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right, Timster, where can people find you?
TimsComputerFix.com and on Twitter, Timster_.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys, and thank everybody for watching, listening, streaming. It's been fun. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Stay tuned for Nuts at Night.